Yesterday on Rick's Life as I See It, Shooting with Disabilities, Rick said he wanted to see my garden. Well, I knew some bad weather was coming through, so I didn't want to shoot any video until afterward. We got a lot of wind and rain yesterday. No hail, fortunately. That would have really messed things up. So if we start over here with the bell peppers, they all seem to be doing okay. You can see, you have to forgive, I'm casting a shadow here, and the glare on the screen, I really can't see what I'm pointing at, but hopefully, you see all this green in here? Those are marigolds. I just dumped seeds in there. I just made a little trench and dumped some old seeds in there. So if they take, they take, and if they don't, they don't. And some of them are really packed in there. There's my purple bell pepper. Then down here we've got the, I'm really casting a shadow, the serranos. And over here we have the mystery pepper seeds. And I can't remember what I planted in there. I think I planted Fresno pepper seeds. Doesn't look like anything's taking there. We go around to the other side. Oh yeah, look, we got a casualty. Got a man down. So this is a tomato plant. It's already got a couple little green tomatoes on there. Looks like it survived. It's no worse for wear. I typically, you have to forgive the highway noise. I typically don't buy tomato plants that are this big. But I thought I'd get one this year and try it out. I've got some other pepper plants in here. They seem to be okay. In there are bush bean, green beans. Right here is a pumpkin. Those are red skin potatoes that I dug out of the garden that were still good from last year. There's another pepper. Here are a bunch of green onions I transplanted, and what I found is if I plant them in stages, I'll have some come up at the end of the year and they'll be about this small. I'll cover them with leaves in the fall, and then in the spring they come up full size. So green onions, in my experience so far, have been very easy to grow, very easy to transplant, and they come right back. In here we've got the raspberries. And yeah, this one I transplanted from the side of the house. This ain't doing so well. It may just have to get pruned and come back next year. This is a blackberry, no, that isn't it. This is a blackberry plant that I bought, and I don't know that it's actually gonna do anything. I keep watering it, and I'm hopeful. I planted a couple different kinds of strawberries in here in addition to the strawberries I already had. And it looks like everything is doing pretty good here. I don't know if I'm going to get any fruit though. That's part of the problem, is we don't always get a fruit yield. And this is the first time I've had a strawberry plant that makes flowers like this. And then in here, I've got corn. I planted corn seed in here. And on the back, I planted sunflower. None of them came up. I've tried here before with sunflower and had no good results. These are actually corn plants that I bought at Home Depot. And I hadn't seen corn at Home Depot before, so I thought I'd give it a try and see how well it does. In here, I've got carrots from last year. Just covered them with leaves at the end of the year. I planted them late, and they're coming up. And then there's a row of lettuce in here. Now there are a whole bunch of weeds that are coming up too. I'm just going to wait and do my weeding after some things start growing, because I don't want to rip out any actual vegetables. I tried to do, my initial plan was to do a whole bunch from seed this year, but I ended up buying a bunch of plants even though none of them were on sale. Rick was asking about the side of the hill. So I came over here and weed whipped and kind of dug out, and I planted in here pumpkin seed, and I don't really see anything coming out of this. So I used old seed. If it takes, it takes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I don't really see anything here. Over here I planted watermelon. No, not seeing anything. And over here I planted squash, and I'm gonna say that's a big no. So for the side of the hill, I'm just gonna have to try again next year. It might help if I use new seed. Over here, these are red onions that I transplanted. I had them scattered all throughout the garden, and I put them all in one location. And it seems like some of these are growing strong. Got some others over here. These are yellow onions. Some of them are doing pretty good, but others not so much. If they're like this and then they come back strong next year, that's good. The green onions I put over here are doing great. I've already cut some and we put them in our food. And you see they're making lots of seed here. I've got a bunch of that from last year. So plenty of green onion. In here, I bought some spaghetti squash and decided to put it down the middle and hope for the best. And then all around the edge of the lattice, you can see pole beans growing up. In here, we've got celery. First time I tried growing celery. I bought celery plants. See, there's more of the pole beans. They came up pretty quick. In the back, I planted watermelon and pumpkin seed, but I decided to buy one watermelon plant and one pumpkin plant and put them back there. Partially to mark the spot, and partially because I wasn't expecting the seed to really do much. Same thing out here. I've got zucchini and one other kind of squash seed in here, and up against the, or maybe it's cucumber and zucchini, and that what it might be, I can't remember. I've got a plant growing over there, and I've trimmed back the raspberry plant. Yeah, this is cucumber here. And then over there, it's zucchini. Over here, I've got the jalapeno peppers, and you can see there's some cilantro from last year that's coming up on its own. Over here, I had a row of carrots, and some of them came back up. Here's a potato. Got another row of carrots there, and all through here, I've got cilantro. You can see there's plenty of weeds coming up. So I will have to do some weeding, but for right now, I'm probably going to leave most of it alone and hope for the best. I think the cilantro was old seed, so if it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. In here, I threw a whole bunch of tomato plant seeds. So I'm thinking this is grass, but something like this could be a tomato plant. I don't know. So I'm going to have to do some weeding, but for right now, let me see what comes up. This here, I believe, is a potato. And there's two tomato plants that I bought. This one is a grape tomato. And all of these in here, I believe, are cherry tomatoes. Got more raspberries over here. They're all doing pretty good. In here, I planted a bunch of old pepper seeds, and I planted them in sections. I've got it written down on a piece of paper what they are. They're like garden salsa, Mexibel, Fresno, and Cajun bell pepper seeds. And these seeds came from plants that I harvested last year, and I dried out the seeds and I stored them. And my plan is that if nothing comes up or it doesn't do well, and I've got to transplant something, this will be the area I use for transplants. And here I planted a bunch of corn seed. I planted yellow and white corn. You might be able to see some of it's coming up on its own. Some of it's been a little flattened from me watering the garden or from the rain, but I'm hoping it'll come back up strong. And if I have corn in two areas of the garden, hopefully one of them produces a yield. Just gonna wait and see. So there you go, Rick. That's the status of the garden. A little bit more than a month old. And I'm just gonna hope for the best this year. So far it's doing better than what I planned. Thanks for watching.